Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Welcome back, everyone, and happy rainy Adelaide Tuesday.
Woo!
It's freaking freezing out there.
It's a little bit chilly.
Winter is coming.
And it started bucketing down when I was driving here.
Oh, did it?
I don't know about you guys,
Oh,
but I was
God.
just like, you could tell the sky was like really like grey and low. And it was like, I'm covering.
Moody.
It was preparing for two brunettes and a gay to
I know.
take the radio on.
It was like, let's clear the earth of this terrible tragedy that is Two Brunettes and a Gay.
This terrible trio.
What a way to start on a high.
I know. Well, speaking of highs, how was your day?
It was all right, working. I'm a bit hungry, though.
Oh, well, I don't know what we can do about that in the middle of the show.
Well, I'm hoping you've got a bit of a snack for me, Deanna.
Oh, why?
Because I'm in the mood for a bit of some bungaloo.
It's a bungalow.
Or some Regina.
Regina.
All right, so
Aaron's learning Italian words.
I'd like
Good on you, Aaron.
I'd like some fermented Regina, if I could. In a glass.
In a cup.
in a car. Aaron is actually learning more Calabrese words
Yes,
than he
correct.
is anything, as we are an Italian radio station. If you didn't know, because you're listening on the podcast later on.
I'm educating myself, and shout out to Daisy, who might be listening in tonight, who's at my work, and gave me those suggestions here tonight to see if you'd recognise them.
Yes, and for all the Italians listening, thank you for those suggestions that are going, what's a bungalow? Because they're not from Calabria. It's a watermelon.
Yes, watermelon and grape. Watermelon
and
a
grapes,
match made
that's right.
in heaven.
There we are.
Allegedly.
And
How was your day, Deanna?
Look, my day was pretty good, actually. It was very productive. I mean, I was sorting out something that I find very boring, but I got it done.
Nice.
Oh.
So, when it is productive. How about you, Celeste?
Oh, look, I'm not going to lie. My week has gotten off to a bit of a shaky start.
Oh, what happened?
It's not good.
I've encountered my deadliest fear.
Ooh.
So, yeah, look, it's not been a good start. I've encountered my deadliest fear already this
Are
week,
you
and it's only
okay?
Tuesday. I'm coping.
Are you
Do we need some trauma counselling?
I don't know, I might.
Are you going to tell us what happened?
Well, if you want to know what my deadliest fear is, you're just going to have to come back after this break.
Lucky I'm contracted.
Stay tuned, folks. More Two Brunettes and a Gay.
So if you've come back after the break, you know that we were just talking about my deadliest fear. I have encountered it, and you've been waiting with bated breath to
Yes.
hear exactly what it was.
We are in anticipation right now. Can you please tell us what this deadliest fear is?
Okay. Look, you might not understand it, but let me paint a picture. I went to the gym yesterday morning. Usual morning routine for me. Go to the gym. When I get there, go to open the front door, scan my little
Dooflacky.
Yep, whatever that's called. My
That's the professional
Little tag.
term.
my little tag, yes, my little dooflacky.
Yeah.
And I notice on the ground is a giant dead moth.
And?
And there wasn't just one. There was like 3 or 4. And I cannot explain to you, my fear of moths is so big that when I saw it, I was like, I don't know what to do in this situation. This has been a lifelong fear of mine, like from when I was a kid.
And so obviously, because Celeste and I are sisters, so I've encountered her fears of moths before. So we're talking those really big, like gigantic moths
yeah.
that are the size of birds.
The Mothman prophecies, yeah.
Yeah.
What is
that? I don't know. That's the only thing I
You
know.
just made
about
that up. I've had a fear of them since I was younger. When I saw one, I was like, and then there was multiple, and I was like, I'm done for the week. That'll count me out. That's it. That's it for me.
Yes, okay, so, but the moth was dead this time.
The moths was dead, but look, they're just angry looking, right? They're really dark, okay? So they're like brown, black in colour, and they just look angry and mean even if they're dead, and I just can't cope with them.
And you don't even know if they're dead.
Well, I
They
assumed
play
it was
dead
'cause
very well.
Do they?
They do.
Don't tell
don't
me
tell me
that.
Oh, didn't you know that? No, because one flew out of my pocket
Cuckoo's
once.
nest.
No, my wallet once, yeah. Because I'm that poor. No, Radio Italia don't bloody pay me enough. No, I'm just kidding. But no, they actually play dead very, very well. So one actually flew out of like our washing once.
Oh no!
And so, like, because when I took the pocket out and it was there, and I was like, oh, okay, that's weird, and it's dead. Next minute, it just flew away.
Oh, you got to see Celeste's face. She is mortified
So
right now.
just be extra careful that they,
Look, I'm hopeful that it was dead. It was on its back,
And
it just had its little body lying there with the wings flat on the ground. This was the largest one. Like, the largest one was the first one I saw, and I was like, was there some kind of moth war? Was there a fight between the moths? How did 4 of them die? Did they all fly to the same light and get burnt? I don't know what happened. Now they could have just been messing with me, playing dead, because they were like, oh, Celeste is coming to the gym. We know her usual routine. We're just going to wait here.
I have some great stories of Celeste with moths growing up.
God, dude.
I will never forget. I mean, God, there's so many. But the one that stands out in my mind is when I think I was at work and Celeste was everyone was at work. We all still lived at home. I think I was probably in my early 20s. Celeste, you maybe were late teens, I think, at the time. Mum and Dad were at work. Everybody was I would have been in my late 20s when this happened, maybe even around 20 years old.
Early 20s then.
Yeah, and there was a moth. Was it in your walk-in wardrobe?
It was in my dressing room. I had a second bedroom in that house, and
yes.
It was. I opened the cupboard door, and this just behemoth moth just came charging at me, and I just dropped to the ground. And I don't play dead. I undress.
Yeah, she gets scared. Well, there was another time where she thought one was following her up the stairs, and I was up the top of the stairs, and she's screaming up the stairs, taking her clothes off because she thought a moth was going to get in her clothes.
It was on me. It was coming for me.
So are they attracted to you, Celeste? They know that you fear them.
I think that's what it is.
But getting back to the original story, I can't remember. You'll remember the details better. But she ended up calling us all because she wouldn't move because there was a moth in the house and she was on the floor or hiding in a corner somewhere and no one could come and get her, and I believe my ex-husband had to come and rescue you from the moth.
He didn't rescue me. He had to eject the moth from the house. Once the moth has left the building, I'm fine. I can cope. It might take a couple days, but I'll process what has happened to me and I'll be fine. But yeah, he had to come over and actually get the moth because they're flighty. That's what I don't like about them, right? I mean, I get they have wings. Clearly they fly.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that they're unpredictable.
Yes.
They're just kind of they're against the wall one minute, and then the next minute they're all over the shop and they're flying towards you, and then they're flying away, and you're like, where is it going next? I can't do it. I don't like anything unpredictable, and moths are unpredictable, and they have something against me. But surely I'm not the only one with a deadly fear. Aaron, you surely have a deadly fear. Come on.
No, we all have deadly fears, right? I mean, for me, moths is definitely not one of them. But I do understand your fear there in the sense of...
Have you ever been in this
it
situation?
being flighty. They are gross.
They are.
They're just really icky, right? But, no, well, my fear... Actually, mine's probably more laughable, to be honest.
Oh, God, okay.
And I Googled it, and it does actually have a name. Ooh. My fear is called phonophobia.
Phonophobia.
What's
phonophobia?
So phonophobia is the fear of loud and unexpected noises.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are you doing with us two?
I know, the shrill sounds of our voices.
Believe me, your loud noises are expected. But, I've known you long enough. But the thing is, so I used to think that I actually had a fear of fireworks, right? Because it wasn't when fireworks went off at Sky Show and stuff when I knew that they were going off.
Scheduled fireworks
fireworks were fine. It was more the unscheduled fireworks in sort of an enclosed space that used to scare the crap out of me, right?
Where were you hanging out where people were setting off fireworks in an enclosed space?
I don't even know. Well, actually,
you can tell you're a bogan.
I'll give you... yeah. Well, I'm northeast. I'm not even north. Anyway. But, when I was a kid, I think I was around probably 7 or 8. This is the time Bon Jovi toured in the early 90s. So they bought I think it was their Keep the Faith tour in the early 90s. So it was probably around 6 or 7 anyway. So they brought their tour to town. I was a huge Bon Jovi fan as a kid. Love Bon Jovi. I love Bon Jovi a lot. Now, my sister thought, well, treat my little brother, buy him a ticket to Bon Jovi when he comes here. He's going to have the night of his life.
Was there a moth in your seat?
Well, I wish that was it. No, so we got to the entertainment centre and, I found out that there was going to be indoor fireworks. I had a hissy fit. Pyrotechnics scared the crap out of me. So I actually had to leave the venue.
I didn't know.
And my
this
other
about
sister
you.
had to come and take this ticket from me.
So you're telling me, Aaron, that if we wanted to get rid of you out of our show over the last however many years we've been working with you, all we needed to do was set off a firework?
Absolutely. It's that easy.
I did not know. I can't believe we didn't know this about you.
No, you're not got any set off here today, have
I
you?
know. We might have to work on that. Well, we did put it out to our audiences yesterday. We asked for their deadliest fears, and we got some crackers. So you'll have to join us after the break to hear all of those deadly fears and more.
We are talking deadliest fears. We've had some good stories tonight. If you're just joining us, Celeste is deathly afraid of moths. And
Deathly.
Aaron is very, very frightened of loud noises.
Yeah,
especially fireworks.
namely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Deanna, you've got to have a deadly fear. What's yours before we get to our listeners' fears?
I don't have like a super deadly fear like you guys where I'm like, nah, like can't do it. Like I'm out. I have fears that are like, I don't know, maybe it's just the way that I handle my fears.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was younger, I kind of got thrown into a bunch of things that I was afraid of, so I learnt to deal with my fear really well. But I can tell you what I would rather avoid at all costs. And this is really funny. So as most of our listeners probably don't know, Celeste and I are both vegan, right? We've been vegan for a long time, vegetarian like 15 years ago. And I've been an animal rights activist too. I've been in the Animal Justice Party, all sorts of stuff. And so people find it hilarious when they find out that I'm actually afraid of animals. I know David's going, what? But
I didn't know this about you,
didn't
Deanna.
know this about
I'm
me
only
either.
finding out now. Like,
Because-
what do you mean afraid of animals?
like apart from my own like dog and dogs that I know personally,
That she has conversations with.
like that I know their personalities. When it comes to new animals in my field, I don't like, when people are like, oh, like here's the dog, you're a vegan, or here's the cat, oh, do you want to pat the cat? Here's the horse, you go to an animal sanctuary. Here's the sheep, do you want to pat it? I'm like, no, like I don't. I think what happened, I was reminiscing about this. I got bitten by a cat when I was like 3.
Oh, wow, and you've held on to that.
And so I'm too scared. Like, I appreciate animals from a distance, but I don't want to touch them. I don't want them in my grill. I don't want them licking my face. I love them. Don't eat them. Don't touch them for anything else. Don't use them for entertainment. Just don't put them near me. That's it. That's my rules.
So next week, what we need to do...
Attack of the Killer Pigs.
Next week, what we need to do is have a sheep, a moth, and a firework in the studio.
Go into a bar.
and see what happens with the show.
That will be a shit show.
Actually, I think we should face these fears.
But
though.
we put these out to... We should face these fears, actually. That's
I
a
reckon
good
we'll
idea.
continue
I faced
to
my
decide.
fear yesterday morning. I'm good, thank you. I faced it.
She went
Down
into the
ground,
gym
literally.
despite the moths.
Well, we'll go face our fears next year.
All right. What we put this out to social,
Oh,
Celeste.
we got some great responses, some really good ones.
What do
okay.
people say?
All right. We got a few. Peanut1410 says deadliest fear is drowning.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
yeah,
that's
that's a fair
fair.
one.
That's
Fair.
fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a pretty common one, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jay Karachi, frogs.
Really?
Is that kind of like
Frogs.
the? Is that kind of like the moth thing though? Because they're
I'd
just
say so. I
unpredictable.
think it's like because they I don't know, frogs kind of have this connotation of being a little bit like slimy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think it's kind of like an ick.
Yeah, an ick.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we've got _Maria S. Lightning.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's a thing for some people.
Yeah. But see, this is the thing. These are all like, I guess, like somewhat understandable fears.
Yeah, they're
They're not irrational.
Yeah, not
Right.
irrational at all.
Not like animals.
Brenton Darville, being buried alive.
Now,
Yeah, but that's because he doesn't stop talking, so he's probably worried that his mouth is going to get full. Sorry, babe.
But that's a legitimate fear, though.
Yeah, it is.
If I think about that scares me.
That's true, but that's the thing. Like with some of these, if I don't think about like drowning, I'm cool. But if I think about it, yes.
But it's also what you're watching on TV or seeing on social media. Like something can just trigger that thought.
That's true.
You know,
if you're just tuning in, you're thinking, what are they talking about? Drowning and being buried alive? We're talking about deadliest.
We're talking
fears.
about our career.
Deadliest fears. We've got Victoria who wrote effing birds.
Oh,
Quite.
See, these are the
on there.
This is funny. It's like the birds is like they're everywhere.
But I think the birds one probably, like, I'm fine with birds, but I think it comes under the moth banner where it's like because they're flighty and they just come out of nowhere and they can fly towards you. It's like, oh my God.
I think birds are lovely.
I like birds too. So
Again, though, like I don't want them near me, but I do think they're lovely.
I prefer them roasted.
Oh, get out.
Get out.
Nicole A, birds again. We had two.
Two birds.
Oh,
One
yeah.
stone.
Okay, birds.
Yeah. More popular than what I thought.
There you go.
Marky Mark.
Right.
Midgets.
Is that
Surely that
legitimate?
can't be a deadly fear. I'm going
can't
to
be
call
a
you out on that
deadly
one.
fear.
That was someone definitely trolling us.
I
don't even know if that's
person.
I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm sorry if there's.
No, it's not.
Oh look, any
No.
midgets out there, please don't send hate mail.
We love you.
We love you.
Okay.
All right, we got Melissa Eve who wrote snakes. Normal.
Yeah.
Snakes?
Look,
Expected.
if I saw a snake, I'd probably
Yeah.
shit myself. Yeah.
Oh, me too. Ironically, being a gay man, I'm scared of snakes too.
Oh, you think
you
you'd be
go.
used to them by
I
now?
know.
Yeah.
This one, though, happens to be my favourite. And this one's from Gentish.
Ooh.
When my wife comes home and I'm on the couch watching TV.
And so you should be.
Deadly fear right there.
Oh, thank you so much to everyone who wrote in and told us your deadliest fears. There were some great ones. I reckon we could do some more segments on things like this.
Reasonable or unreasonable, I understand.
You know, that's the thing though. We're all wired differently, and so we don't. Well, actually, we don't really know what causes these fears, but it will be good to find out. I think for
Let's
sure.
look into it.
We will be back with more Two Brunettes and a Gay after the break. So, I went on a little bit of a shopping trip on the weekend. Well, not really a shopping trip, like grocery shopping trip.
An adventure.
An adventure on the weekend. I haven't been in a really long time, probably a couple of years.
Hang on. You haven't been in a really long time to get your groceries.
No, I've been starving for the last couple of years.
She's been doing click and collect.
Click and collect.
No,
Click and collect.
I haven't
CNC.
been to Costco for a couple of years. Costco. Have you guys ever been to Costco?
Once in my life, and it scared the living daylights out of me.
Yes, it's a bit frightening.
I'm a Costco virgin.
You've never been to Costco.
Never been to
I
Costco.
would love to take you to Costco.
Oh my
'cause
God.
it
Let's
is
do it.
like people watching galore.
Oh, I love that.
Firstly, but secondly, like the place itself is so confusing.
It's huge.
It's absolutely massive, right? And so it was like, okay, I wanted to set aside a couple of hours to go to Costco, go get some groceries, all the rest of it, but hadn't had a registration set up for a couple of years, so I had to go and redo that, had to wait. I was in the line and then getting it set up, which was like this process where they need all your details, then you got to download an app and you got to stand on one leg and do a chicken dance, like, you know, this
Do the whole thing.
That
is
was
this
45
place?
minutes first.
So you
I
have
would
to,
have loved to have seen that. Can we see the chicken dance that you did in the Costco line?
Well, you have to come to Costco.
can we just go back a step?
Yeah.
So you have to be a registered Costco member?
So you have to pay a membership.
Okay.
Right, to
Yeah.
be able to.
It's
and then
not
there's
that
like
much from memory, though.
it's like $60 a year,
Okay.
or if you've got a business, it's $55, and then you can nominate a household member, and then, but again, there's all these rules and regulations, and then you got to have the app, and then they take a photo of you smile, and it was like this whole thing where this girl was like, okay, and then click this, and then put your email here, and then do this on your phone, like walking you through step by step, and I was like, God, if that was my job, like I would just do my head in. I couldn't do it. And so the line for that was super long as it
Yeah.
was. That part took 45 minutes. Then you get in there and it was really busy because it was a Saturday. So getting around everywhere was super tricky. And then the lines to check out, oh my God, it was like Christmas in there. So it was just crazy. The whole experience was just over 3 hours, I reckoned, like all
Really?
told. So it just took out half the Saturday. But that's not the point. The point is that what do you guys think that you would go to Costco to buy, right?
Well, I've always thought Costco is like where you buy things in bulk. So if you need like large amounts of things, I guess its original purpose was for business owners, to like to go and buy things in bulk. But now I just think people shop there for interesting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's supposed to be kind of like a cash and carry type thing where you can get lots of stuff in bulk or discounted rates or because
Large
they buy
families.
in bulk, that kind of stuff, right? And it is. And it is. But the random shit that you can find at Costco, like it's... You would think, right, when you talk about bulk, what are you talking about? Like toilet paper? You're talking about like rice
Mayonnaise.
or coffee?
Is there any
or,
toilet paper left still?
like cleaning supplies, right? Maybe like, house.
Oh, I would even think, like large packets of like, frozen vegetables or frozen fruits, things like that to cater for large families or like, coffee shops, cafes, that type of thing.
Yes,
Like a
right?
warehouse.
You can get all of that. But the thing that got me the most, and it sparked this thought for me, was as we were lining up in that line for 45 minutes trying to get the membership, my partner Brenton and I, we noticed a couple of stands with QR codes of things that you can buy that are a little bit more like expensive items.
Yeah.
And one of them was a coffin.
What?
You can buy a selection of 4 coffins.
A Costco coffin.
So it's like, oh shit.
Coffin.
Like, are you
A Costco coffin.
A coffin. A coffin.
Is that just to show that just in as you're cheap in life, you're cheap in the afterlife? Is that how that
Cheap
works?
in life and you're cheap in death.
Well, is it like if your family liked you, that go, get a coffin from some sort of a reputable coffin provider? But if you were see you next Tuesday, then maybe they go and get you a coffin from Costco.
But hold on a second. Do we know if these coffins are that cheap?
Well, I had a look online, and I think the top end was like $4,000, which is actually not too bad for a coffin.
I'm not well versed in coffin prices.
No, I can't.
That
say
doesn't
I
seem
am.
that cheap.
Well, I don't know. I guess the point is that I was like, how bizarre is it? Like on the way out of Costco, is people like, you know what, this place was so shit. Like I'm just gonna get a coffin and I'm not coming back next week.
I'd rather die before I came back here.
Yeah, I'd rather die before I came back here. And it got me thinking, like, I did some Google searching and I was like, okay, there's been some weird stuff sold at Costco, and I was going to mention it, but then I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to throw this out to my Facebook friends and ask people what is the most random thing they've bought at Costco. And again, I got a bunch of comments, so big thank you to everyone who gave me your Costco purchases, right? So here we go. These are the random things that friends of mine have bought at Costco. A giant 3-meter Halloween skeleton.
It actually says giant 3-meter Halloween skeletons. So I think they bought more than one.
Maybe she bought more than one.
I was going to say, jumping back a step, do you buy the coffins in bulk?
No, my friend Denise, she bought
Does the
a
skeleton
giant
come
skeleton.
in the coffin?
She bought a giant skeleton and she sent a video of the skeleton. And it's freaking frightening.
It's huge.
It's
Oh, wow.
ginormous.
Massive.
It's so freaky.
That's scary.
My friend Narelle, who actually had on the show a few weeks
Narelle,
back
yes.
as well,
Yep.
a giant tub of spreadable marshmallow. That doesn't sound so bad.
That sounds
That doesn't
kinky,
sound so
actually.
bad. Yes.
Spreadable marshmallow.
Delish.
A lot of these things seem to be really popular at Costco. Adriana bought a giant Christmas snowman.
Everything seems to be giant.
Yeah, right? And so there's this giant, and she sent a picture of it again out the front of their house, and it's taller than the roof.
Yeah, size matters at Costco.
It's taller than the roof of a one-story house. It's
Are they large
absolutely huge.
coffins?
Anton bought a life supply of cotton tips.
See what I mean? Everything is in bulk.
the tips.
Everything is in bulk.
Everything is in bulk. It's crazy.
Cotton tips. Wow.
And Nicole bought a 2-story kids cubby house and playground.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool one.
I'm
So
going to
there
go to
you
Costco and buy
go.
myself a playground.
So I think when you're strolling at Costco, don't think it's just, for stuff you can fit in your trolley, because I saw people there with like 2 trolleys and they were full of stuff. One guy had like 6 big giant like packets of sugar. There was one person that had like all these fresh cakes, because they sell like happy birthday cakes there that you can just like go in if you're like, oh, I forgot the kid's
also
birthday
known
cake.
as birthday cakes. Happy birthday cakes.
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff.
It
So
should
anyway,
just be called Costco's, because
Well,
it's plural.
I remember
Everything
back
comes
in the
bulk.
day when I don't know if they maybe even still do, they used to sell engagement rings at Costco.
They still sell engagement rings.
no.
There's
Yes,
like
there's a
giant
jewellery counter.
televisions.
Stop it.
It's like if you want to buy like, a bottle of shampoo, you have to buy like a pack of like 4. So
I just, can you imagine that story? Now, kids, when your father proposed to me, he bought me the most beautiful ring at Costco.
I would not be impressed.
I would not be impressed. And you'd have to buy it in bulk, so you'd have...
She would probably buy his coffin from
It would be
Costco.
great. Well, then that would probably be great if you were like, what is it? Who's the person that has multiple wives? What do you call them?
Polyamorous?
No, there's a name for it. I can't remember
Multiple
it now.
relationships.
Lucky.
Yeah. Anyway,
Unlucky.
it was a
Most
trip
husbands would
and
say
a half.
unlucky.
But we've got some interesting Tuesday tea time coming up too, so stay tuned for that. We've got more Two Brunettes and a Gay after the break.
We are back with Tuesday tea time because it's Tuesday again. Last week we came back with Thursday tea time because it was Thursday when we did the show. But it's Tuesday again. And we're going to start off Tuesday tea time, not probably with what you think we're going to start off, but the weekend saw the wedding of the year, apparently. The Australian wedding of the year. One of our fellow radio hosts, Mr. Kyle Sandilands, is now a married man.
Again.
Yes, again. Well, this is his second marriage?
I think it's his second.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was married to that Tamara from Scandalous, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
remember her?
Scandalous.
Yes, I do remember her, and I didn't know they were married.
That wasn't
Yes,
the
I
song.
knew they were married.
That wasn't the song they sang, Celeste.
No, but it was a good song anyway. That was Bardo. Tangent. So he married his fiancée on the weekend, on Saturday. Her name's Tegan. Not familiar with her, but
No.
in a very glamorous ceremony, reportedly worth upwards of $1 million.
Ooh, that's a party.
Oh.
Where was it?
It was at a property called the Swifts Mansion in Sydney, which is a $60 million heritage-listed property in the suburb of Darling Point.
As you do.
It's a 56-bedroom mansion.
56 bedrooms.
Does that mean all the guests stay?
I would think 56 rooms, but it actually said 56 bedrooms. That's a
Wow.
lot
I didn't know
of
such a thing
bedrooms.
existed.
No.
Especially in Australia.
Yeah.
No.
Apparently it was decorated with tons of flowers, the whole thing. $150,000 alone in flowers.
Wow.
Wow.
Reports are saying. And the cost to rent the property for the night is upwards of $20,000 just to rent it.
That's
Jeepers.
cheap.
Yeah, so it was a big night. There was plenty of special guests.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had Guy Sebastian sing his wedding song.
Yes, I mean, Two Brunettes and a Gay were asked, but we politely
We
declined.
had to
We were
decline.
busy.
We were scheduled here, so we couldn't really
that's
get
right.
anywhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. But he had plenty of other special guests.
Yep.
Obviously, he had his co-host, Jackie O.
Yes,
She
of
was there.
course.
Yep.
Conrad Sewell, Samantha Ryan, Carl Stefanovic.
Stefanovic.
Yeah, that's
You almost had it.
You can tell that I don't watch the morning news.
You can tell I do.
And King's Cross nightclub identity, John Ibrahim, who was a groomsman.
That's a bit
Ooh,
controversial, wasn't it?
That is.
But that wasn't the only one that was controversial.
Especially because Prime Minister DJ Albo was there on the decks, I believe.
Spinning the ones and twos.
Spinning the ones and twos and brushing shoulders with crime bosses.
He got a lot of flack for that, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I mean, what do you think about that? Like,
Are they
does that really
friends?
affect how you think about our Prime Minister?
Are they friends?
Well,
if they're friends,
I mean, probably.
If they're
Let's
friends,
be
I
honest.
think you invite your friends to your wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't just because you're. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not friends, but just because you're prime minister doesn't mean you don't have friends and you don't get invited to parties.
And sometimes
Yeah.
you're going to be in rooms with people you wouldn't necessarily associate with otherwly. Like, let's
True.
not read into this too much. Yeah, like right
Yeah,
now,
true,
you know,
true.
like David is like, I'd rather be anywhere else, but I'm here.
Yeah.
exactly.
Every week. Yeah, no, I think it's probably a good spin for him as well because it makes him, appeal to the youth. More
Yeah.
modern DJ Albo.
Yeah.
Well, in the lead up, there was a lot of clickbait surrounding this wedding. There was a lot of, oh God, it's not going to happen. Oh, the disaster that's awaiting the wedding, and it was
Yep.
like it's predicted to rain. Like we're talking clickbait. But one of the biggest ones that I noticed was that he actually didn't rock up to work on Friday before the wedding on Saturday. Just didn't rock
Ooh.
up. Yeah, but apparently he's known for that, David tells us.
Yeah. Well, did he have a buck show or something? Or
Well, that's from my understanding. On the Thursday night, he had a little bit of a boys' night.
got on the terps?
didn't make it into the show on Friday. I don't know what time they actually recorded
Why didn't
the show.
you take the day off before your wedding anyway?
Nah, it's a good old Aussie tradition, the sickie. It's great.
Yeah,
Chuck a
okay.
sickie. Can you chuck a sickie when you're on radio?
I'd try and do it here, but you girls would kill me.
No, I think
This show would be
I
better
can't get
without
away
you.
with it with you
It'll probably be
Italian
smooth show.
fiery girls.
So, big wedding on the weekend.
Big wedding. Actually, it's probably bigger than. Is it next week that we've got the coronation of the future king?
I think it's this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Oh, that's another big event.
There you go. Yeah, no,
Another
I
big
think
event.
Kyle's event's probably bigger though.
Well, I
calendar.
mean, but a very big event.
Is he the king of Australia? It was the
Oh, is it
Kyle
probably
Sandler?
like the king of
Australian radio, yeah.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
no, actually,
Slightly
sorry, no, sorry.
different to the
He's-
actual king.
He's the prince of Australian radio. David Heath is the king of Australian radio.
There you go.
There we go.
Just saying.
But Saturday wasn't the only big event.
Yes.
First Monday in May, we know what that means.
Met Gala.
The Met
Yeah,
Gala.
Monday Met
Which was yesterday for us, but obviously with the time difference in the US, it's literally just happened hours ago.
today.
Ah.
Well, do you know what? I have to say, looking at the pictures from the red carpet today, I was expecting to be kind of, poking fun at a lot more costumes and designs and looks, but everyone actually looked pretty good, I have to say.
Kept it tame, did they?
They kept it pretty
They were
tame
worried
for
the
the
two Brunettes
majority.
A Gay were going to give them a bad review, like we did for the was it the Academy Awards a few weeks back.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they
yeah.
thought, you know what, like let's
We've
rein
gotta
it
step
in.
up.
That's
our game.
different. Remember, that's the same as the Oscars.
Yes,
Celeste.
I was just thinking that in
Keep
my
that
head.
in-
That exact
in your
conversation.
brain.
Would you believe? Yes, I was just thinking that. But no, it was the Met Gala just hours ago. We got to answer one of the biggest questions that we posed a few weeks ago on the show, which are the Kardashians no longer relevant, and will they be attending the Met Gala?
Did they?
We have the answer. Yes, they did.
Yes,
they did.
They did. Not all of them.
Ooh.
Not all of them. It was
Oh.
only Kylie, Kendall, and Kim.
Oh, look,
In
they,
attendance?
They go to the
Well,
opening
I
of
mean,
an envelope, though. They're always at everything.
But I
They're
think
the
it
big
answers.
ones, though.
But last year, everyone attended. Courtney, Chloe, and Chris were also there. So I don't know if that means they weren't invited. They were no longer the guest list, or they just chose not to attend.
Didn't have the spare
But
$50,000 to
it
pay for it.
appears that obviously they, to a certain degree, are still relevant because they were still there.
Ooh, or maybe is that sending a message that only some of the Kardashians are still relevant?
I don't know.
Or is it more the Jenners that are relevant now?
Oh, well,
You know?
that's-
There were
yeah.
more Jenners than Kardashians there. Yes, true. But there was some epic fashions.
We've got
There
some
were.
epic fashions to review.
Absolutely. And I thought we'd play a bit of a fun game here this Tuesday.
Fan of a fun game,
I
aren't you?
love a bit of a fun game.
You're a fun guy.
I'm a fun guy.
He's a fun gay.
I'm not a fungus.
No.
What are you
You're
saying?
a fun guy.
We're going to play here this evening on this Toasty Tuesday here in the studio a game we like to call Met or Meh.
Meh.
Meh
All right.
or meh?
Met
You've
or
selected
meh?
some dress options for us to review, haven't you,
I
Aaron?
have indeed. Now, I'm going to start with a dress that I'm really not fond of.
Okay.
First up, we have Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Is that how you say it?
She looks like a giant. She looks like the
an
tub of
ASAP
giant marshmallow
Rocky?
that Narelle bought from Costco. I'm not a fan
No,
of that.
Oh,
yeah,
can
it
I
looks
see
like
this
it
picture?
looks like someone's just sprayed a can of whipped cream and just gone. Psh,
If
yeah,
you've got
you're
your
done.
phone, maybe look up the Met Gala outfits. You
Yep.
can have a look.
We'll-
We've got them here. Aaron's printed them here.
We'll
What's
try
an
and describe
ASAP
them.
Rocky, and why do I not know about
As
this?
soon as possible, Rocky.
Rapper or a singer?
Oh God, I
don't
can't
know.
keep
They're all
up.
the same,
I'm
these
getting
bloody
old.
rappers. But ASAP's Rocky is wearing a tartan kilt over some jeans and a white shirt and a black tie and black jacket. Rihanna just looks like a cream puff.
She does. She's a marshmallow cream puff.
She's a marshmallow. She's the marshmallow man.
Not a fan. She gets a meh from me.
She looks like that marshmallow monster from Ghostbusters.
All right, next on the list we have Florence.
Florence Pugh.
How do you
Pugh.
say it?
Florence Pugh.
I'm going to go with that.
Florence.
Yeah.
She actually looks quite pretty. Although,
Wait, but is that on her head?
so she's got a headpiece that looks a
Oh,
bit.
it is.
It looks a bit like a vase on her head with a bit of feather on top.
I thought I didn't notice the
I didn't know
headpiece
if it
at
was in the
first. I just saw
background
the
or
dress and I thought it was very tame.
The
okay.
dress is gorgeous.
Yep.
The headpiece looks like
Met. Yeah.
with.
She
feathers.
is a wedding decoration at Carl Sandilands wedding.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Next up, we've got Baz Luhrmann and Catherine Martin. Now,
Understated.
a lovely, lovely, talented Australian creative couple. Now, I actually do like it. I think now...
It's giving me Kourtney Kardashian Met Gala 2022 vibes.
I'll have to go and check my files for that reference.
Wait,
in
are
my
we
head.
talking about Hugh Jackman here?
No, we're talking about Baz Luhrmann and
Baz
Catherine
Luhrmann.
Martin here.
A
Now,
fellow Australian.
I just there's something about my looking at the jacket. So the jacket, one length of the jacket, one size of the jacket, or sorry, one side of the jacket is longer than the other for him.
Okay.
And that's just throwing me off.
Well,
It
I
just-
mean,
I
but
can't
his
deal with
colour-
that.
That's what it's all about.
He's Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah, he can
You
do
wanna
what he
talk-
wants.
He's creative.
But you want to talk about a good-looking male on the red carpet, Hugh Jackman.
Met. Hello, Hugh.
Hugh Jackman is just like one of those actors who's so multi-talented, multi-purpose, always looks good. Like, even as he ages.
And he's always in the spank bank for me. No.
He can do no wrong. Hugh Jackman.
He can do no wrong.
But I have to say, the reason I want to talk about this one is because this is, I think, Deborah Lee Finesse, this is the first time I've seen her like a glamazon. She looks amazing here. That
Yeah, she
dress
does
is
look
so
lovely.
flattering. The dress just...
So that gets a Met.
That
from
gets...
you.
Yeah, so we need to go
Met
back.
your expectations.
Yes, exactly. Let's go here. So that's a Met.
That's a
That's a
Met.
Met look. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this one I have to talk about, ladies. This one has been really shit me all day. This one, Olivia Wilde. Now, she's wearing this bizarre kind of white dress that's linked together with what I call like a vajazzled Libra Fleur pad. And I really dislike it. And there's also multiple gowns by other unknown people on the red carpet wearing the same type of thing. Is that a Karl Lagerfeld thing? I don't know. It just looks like...
Well, he's the inspiration. He was the theme.
Correct.
Ah,
But
right.
it just looks like a vajazzled pad. It's a meh from me.
Yeah.
Look, I actually don't mind it. I'm getting more waffle vibes from it. More kind of biblical waffle.
A vajazzled waffle.
So yeah, I'm going to give it a Met.
That's a meh.
Yeah.
Deanna?
Oh, is there an in-between one?
Meh.
A meh and...
M. Just one letter.
I'm going to give it a
Okay.
Just one letter.
Let's jump to another crazy outfit here. It's Doja Cat dressed as a cat.
Wow.
Now, who let the
so different. I
who-
never expected that.
Who let the cat out the bag with this one? Her pussy is on fire.
No.
Don't like it.
No,
I'm not a fan of the costumey type vibe, so it's
Yeah.
a meh for me.
it's a meh from me.
the rest of the
Three
dress
mess.
could have been really beautiful.
3 mess and you're out. Now, next up, we've got Janelle Monáe dressed as a Christmas tree decoration.
Ornament.
She actually looks like a Christmas tree
It's
ornament.
an ornament, so that's a meh from me.
And I can't get on board with the shoes either.
Yep, meh. It's a meh. J-Lo has got the J boobs out. She's wearing a beautiful silk skirt and just a couple of bits of material covering her boobs. So that's fantastic.
I usually like J-Lo's Daring Adventures, but that one's actually a meh for me too.
It's a meh. What do you think, Celeste?
I've seen her do better. Let's give it a meh.
Let's
I
give it a
actually
meh.
have to say there was some that I was quite impressed with. Namely, I actually was quite impressed with the Kardashians' outfits. All three of them. I quite liked Kim. I quite liked Kylie. I quite liked Kendall. I thought they all did well. I'll tell you what I wasn't a fan of. Little Nas X.
Oh,
I don't even know why someone would call themselves that, but no.
He is basically just glittered from head to toe. With glittered underwear. He's basically the Academy Award in silver.
he looks
I
like
guess so.
he looks like one of those buskers in Rundle Mall that paints
But I mean, I
himself
guess
silver.
the
I
Met
hate it.
itself is, Metropolitan. What is it again?
And on that note,
Anyway, there's too many to go through, but
about art.
Generally
So-
there were mostly hits then misses, mostly Mets then mess. So that's our meh or Met segment for this week, and we'll be right back after this.
So I have just clarified in the break, which was what I was going to say before, which it is the Met Gala stands for the Metropolitan Museum of Art and Costume Institute, right? Which is why I was like, okay, well, it's a full head to toe glitter costume. But I guess the costume ones, even though we don't like them, make sense because you know.
There you go.
There you go.
Still don't have to
Just
like it, though.
to clarify, I don't know. I know. Well, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be a thing or not. We should probably find like, are they supposed to go costume, or is it like you can if you want to, you don't have to, or is it supposed to be super designer? Because it seems to be a bit of both.
Because we are complete fashionistas, how we look this evening.
I know,
We've
right?
got
Dressed in my Tuesday
all
best.
the expertise to judge on this stuff.
Dressed
you know,
in our cotton on.
dressed in our best cotton ons.
That's
but
right.
but you know, I'm so excited because next week
And you just can't hide it.
I'm going to be on holiday.
Well,
We're
that's-
also extremely excited about the fact that next week
So,
you're on holiday.
so I don't know how you girls are going to cope without me next week,
we'll
but
still be
that
here.
will be the
It'll be the
last
best show
thing on my
yet.
mind because I will be in sunny old Queensland, your old haunt,
I
Deanna.
know. Can you say hello to my old home for me?
I will. Actually, you need to tell me where I want to go and actually see where it is. So I can just go stalk who you knew.
You can.
The new
You can
owner
go
is.
stalk the new people that live there. Yes. Yeah, why not?
But I'm so excited. I leave on Saturday, and so look, it got me to thinking about holiday preparation. And you know, when we all go on holiday, we always have this preparation in mind. Like I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna have the hottest body when I go on holiday. I'm gonna look fabulous. This, that, and the other. And so there is a lot of prep that is involved, but this year I have not prepped at all.
But is it that kind of holiday? Are you supposed to be like in bikinis?
Well, I am because I'm thinking it's going to be nice and sunny up there. I'm going to be wanting to show my summer bod, and I haven't been dieting.
The last couple of years when I lived, look, I think they're coming out of the cold, few seasons
Yeah.
now, but it wasn't super warm.
Okay.
The last couple of years, but it
Okay.
could be. It could be. If it only says like 25, 26 degrees and it's super humid, it's hot up there.
It's hot up there. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, I can cover up a little bit anyway.
You got 24, 21, 22.
Oh, yeah,
that's-
no, you're gonna be average.
Oh, look, average, but it's still warmer than it is here in Adelaide, right?
Yes.
That's
So, but it got me to thinking as well. But, being up in sunny Queensland, I'm going to want to fit in because at the moment, I kind of look like that guy from that movie Powder because I'm so white.
You're almost
I'm
translucent.
translucent.
Aaron.
Do you know what? If you turned all the lights off in here,
You would still see you.
you would still see me, and I could be a nightlight.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, and every time I go on holiday to a sunny destination, I always do a spray tan.
Up there, everyone is so tan.
Okay,
I had a best tan.
Because I feel like I've gotten to an age now, I've just turned 37. When does the line get drawn in the sand when you stop doing a spray tan? Am I too old for a spray tan?
I don't think you're ever too old for a spray tan. I
What do you
think,
think?
as long as it makes you feel good, you get that spray tan, Aaron.
Yeah?
You tan that body.
Yeah, I think, you know what? And I reckon I'm going to put it out to the audience and put it in a bit of a poll because I'm still umming and ahhing.
I don't know.
Because look, if I think about it, I get it professionally done. I don't trust those like rub-on, spray tans that you
I'd
get
like
from,
to see that, though.
That would.
You'd
I
like-
would
you'd
like
like-
to see
you'd
you
like
do
me
a
to-
self-tanner. Let's do that when you come back. Let's get Aaron to come into the show with self-tanner on. I want to see how good he does.
Or can we actually film Aaron getting a spray tan? Go to 2 Brunettes A Gay
Yeah.
on Instagram or Facebook and let us know if you reckon we should.
We'll
we
put
should
it up
do that
tonight.
for social content.
And I think I'll go with the poll and what the majority decide.
Oh, so you're going to let the audience decide whether or not you get spray tan for your big holiday.
Correct. I'm in two minds here. I'm happy with my natural skin, but I also wouldn't mind a bit of a bronze glow.
Okay, so Deanna,
it's-
you seem to be against the spray tan.
Oh, look, I mean as I'm not against the spray tan, but I guess is Aaron getting too old for a spray tan? Maybe.
Oh, see,
Maybe.
Is there
Like,
an
are you
age
gonna-
limit on spray
Are you
tans?
going to look like?
Where on the bottle does it say suitable for this age only?
what I don't want to happen to me is I don't want to end up looking like that old lady from There's Something About Mary.
I love that
That's
old lady. I
kind
know
of what
exactly
I'm
who you're talking
envisioning
about.
in my
That's the vibe I
head.
think
Like
I'm-
if you've got the creases around your eyes that are white, because the spray tan
Not
didn't
that I
get
have.
into the.
But Aaron doesn't have the wrinkles.
Yet.
Yeah, well, he has a few.
But yeah, I think it's just that question of, with holiday preparation, you go on holiday to have fun, right? You go to relax, you go to enjoy yourself. And
Yep.
I'm just at that, that age now where I'm trying, I guess, to be less vain and less worried about how brown I am, how toned I am. Because ultimately I'm going to go up there, stuff my face, drink like a fish,
So it's a normal weekend for you.
So it's just like a Monday for me or a Tuesday.
Yes, sounds like it. No,
So-
look, I think if the spray tan is done really well,
Yes.
that's one thing. But if it doesn't look good, or if the colour's like orange,
Too orange.
it's not a vibe.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of holiday preparations,
Yeah.
I mean, like, are you an early packer? Are we packed? Are we ready to go? You know, like a week in advance, or are you like just an hour before the flight, pack my bag?
Mark and I are very different. So I am packed a week before. Mark
So
is
you're
packed
already
the night
packed.
before. Well, I've been a bit slack this week, but I will be doing it, a few days in advance.
Okay.
So I like to be prepared. And this time I'm taking a full suitcase, because usually if I go, somewhere like Melbourne, Sydney, whatever, I'll take a smaller suitcase that I can, take on the plane.
Carry on.
But this time I'm entrusting you, Qantas. Baggage handlers out
Bougie.
there.
Look at you, bougie flying
Make
Qantas.
sure. Well, what else would you fly? To trust in the baggage handlers to look after my luggage that's checked in this time.
Okay.
Because of the weather, I don't know how many jackets to take with me. I don't know how many pairs of jeans or shorts or whatever. So I'm just gonna.
How long are you gone for?
I'm gone for about 7 days.
Oh, you're not going to need. You'll probably need like one pair of jeans, one
Okay.
jacket.
See, you're a former Queenslander. I need to know what do I pack?
Well, look, it depends on what you're doing. We can have that conversation off air as well.
Okay.
Did you put this poll up on Instagram?
No, we haven't put the poll up yet, but I will be putting it up tonight.
Oh,
because
okay.
there is time
vote,
between
vote.
now and Saturday for me to get a spray tan and get myself bronzed, ready for the holidays. So I'm going to put it up tonight. Please go onto our Instagram and vote, because your vote counts. And whatever you say, I will do.
I think if you're going to go the spray tan, Aaron, you owe us an eyebrow lamination. So you should get that done too.
Yeah.
The whole kit and
that's-
caboodle.
You know what? It's a shame. If we could pack a full day of pampering in before this, we could get the lamination. I could get a wax. I could get a Brazilian.
Maybe
much
if somebody
that we
out there listening does spray tans, they could reach out to us on social media and let us know, and we could get Aaron a spray tan and we could film it.
That's a great idea. I'm
And
up
we
for that.
could let everybody know the results next week while Aaron's not in studio. Celeste and I can sufficiently laugh at him.
We laugh
You
at
do
him
anyway.
We laugh at him when he's in
Anyway.
studio. We
Yeah,
don't have to
probably
wait for
make
him
a
to leave.
difference. All right. Well, stay tuned. We've got more Two Brunettes and a Gay coming up right after this break. I can't believe we're almost at the end of the show already.
They are flying these
Thank God,
past few
I'm
weeks.
starving.
Yeah, actually, I'm
Are you?
hungry tonight.
Must be the rain. It's building up our
Yes.
appetite.
Lorraine's are out.
You know, there was another significant death this week.
There
I know,
was.
it's such a morbid show.
It is.
Actually been 2 deaths this week.
And we are going to honour this person's death with our this week's segment of shit advice, with our not very good advice giving doctors, Dr. Aaron and Dr. Celeste here, not so qualified. Please don't take anything they say, because in honour of the late Jerry Springer this week. Jerry Springer.
What an
Jerry,
institution his
Jerry,
show was.
Jerry.
No, I remember growing up with a lot of Jerry Springer on the
Did you watch it?
television. Yeah, I used to watch
we
it
watched it
for
all the
sure. I mean,
time.
because it was on after school. I think.
Yeah.
It was on Foxtel. if
On
I'm
Fox-
correct.
Fox 8.
It wasn't on
Okay.
normal
Fox
TV.
8.
It was a Foxtel thing.
Oh, it was so
Right.
good. Yeah, you'd have Jerry Springer. There was Jenny Jones, Jerry Springer, and Maury Povich.
Loved myself Maury as
I
well.
love Maury too.
I actually only think I ever remember watching Jerry, maybe a
Yeah.
little bit of Maury, but
you
I
like
wasn't.
you like the Biffo.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think when I was young and it was around, I used to watch it and things like that. But I kind of grew out of television at a really young age, hence why I don't get any of the references half the
Fancy
time.
pants. I grew
know.
out of television
I
very
know,
young.
just
Just grew
my
right out of it.
mind, my ADD just thinks it's too slow. I think.
Well, lucky you didn't grow out of radio. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Props.
Well, I might soon. You never know. But in honour of the late, great Jerry Springer and all of the drama he brought to television, I mean, I guess he's like the early reality television. Would you call it reality television? Kind of.
Yeah, it was kind of like.
I mean, it felt fabricated a little.
No,
talk
it's
show
definitely not
format.
reality television.
No?
If I think back, I actually think majority of it would have been scripted. Because
It has
there's
to have
no
been.
way that a majority of those stories were real.
you know-
David's nodding his head.
No.
Yeah.
No, but one of my
not real.
one of my favourites was when this woman, one of the audience members asked the question, and she goes, "Come here, I'll beat you like a woman and beat you like a man."
What?
I love that you remember these things.
So funny.
What lives in Aaron's head?
I know, isn't it bizarre?
Gets me.
I don't know maths, but I know that.
All right.
I've
So
been
what's our
scouring-
question? What
I've
are we
been
going to fire up about?
Scouring Reddit for a Jerry Springer-esque type shit advice question for this
Okay.
week.
JS approved.
Jerry Springer approved. So this is something that's a little bit more dramatic than what we would usually go for on the show, but let's see if it's a little bit of fun.
Live for the drama.
Live for drama.
All right, so I guess we need Jerry Springer's, investigative advice. I feel like if this was a segment, Jerry Springer would then bring the person on and get the person to confront the person.
Yeah, right.
You know, so I guess what we want from you guys is this a yes? Because this person's asking a question.
And David's our Steve.
Sure, yes.
Steve is the bodyguard, right?
Steve is a bodyguard. David can escort someone out the building.
The loser. It's on Aaron.
So, what this person would like to know is, my boyfriend and I share a Google account. He left 2 or 3 weeks ago as we are taking space and time, but he has his own computer that he took with him. When Googling something, some brainwashing Google searches came up. The first one was how to brainwash someone. I don't know why I have a weird feeling seeing that, so I checked the history to see when this was searched. I am regularly typing into Google how to, and I've never seen this come up before. It turns out my boyfriend has been searching how to brainwash and cult stuff for a few days. The most recent was does time brainwash or something like that, which he Googled the same night he told me we shouldn't talk for a few days. Should I be alarmed about this, or on my way to reading into things here? Is my boyfriend trying to brainwash me? Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Jeez.
I know.
That's an odd one.
It's odd. What, it's Jerry Springer?
No, that's true. That's true.
Look,
a lot of brainwashing going on there.
I understand why she would think that he's trying to brainwash her. Could it be that he is thinking like he's brainwashing himself? Not brainwashing himself, but like, is it about him or is it about her? Because he left. So you would think if he wants to brainwash her, the last thing he would do is leave.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's true. So do you think that he thinks she's trying to brainwash him?
Maybe, or maybe like he's being brainwashed by a cult or something, and that's what... I don't know. I just feel like if he was going to brainwash her, why would he be like, we need to take some days apart?
So maybe he's left for the cult.
I feel like I've been brainwashed.
Listening to that.
I feel like my brain's
confused.
poorer from hearing that story.
Jeez, that's a really tricky one, though.
I know.
Like, I mean, like,
yes, well...
like, it doesn't really, like, he could just be looking at it for
I mean,
investigative
You think
purposes.
that it could be just like absolute means nothing?
Yeah. It could just be, you look, everyone randomly searches odd crap on Google.
That's very odd crap to search on Google, though.
Yeah. But maybe he was watching a show about brainwashing and he just decided
Can she not just ask him?
Well, look, I think this is the thing, right? In honor of Jerry Springer, if we were to set this up,
Yep.
where she had the boyfriend come out on the stage and she confronted him live on television to say, this is what I found in your Google. Are you trying to brainwash me? What do you reckon he would say?
I reckon he'd be like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
And then Steve would get up and separate them, and she'd be like, I knew it. And she'd be swinging her arms around, and Jerry would be looking at them disapprovingly,
Yeah.
like this was not planned at all.
While he's bringing
But
out
it was.
while he's bringing out like one of those things to brainwash people with, like the clock.
Yeah. He's just actually actively brainwashing her there on the stage.
That's odd.
I think, I don't know. The whole thing sounds a bit weird.
Okay, so what advice would you give her? Dr.
Leave.
Celeste?
Leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leave.
leave.
Out?
I think leave.
Would
It
you
all
confront
sounds
him?
a bit complicated. Even if he's not brainwashing her, it sounds complicated. Leave.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
Go
okay.
on Jerry Springer and leave dramatically.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay. Well, but you can't because there's no Jerry Springer anymore. So.
Who else can you
in
do it
memory
on?
of.
But do a Jerry Springer type exit is
Yep.
what we're saying.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, that has been the very shit advice from our very shit doctors. So thank you very much for that, doctors.
Yep.
Appreciate your advice. And Aaron won't be here next week, so we are in the hunt for a replacement guest.
Yeah, good luck finding one.
Replacement gay.
A replacement gay, maybe.
Or replace gay.
So if you know anyone, let us know. Who knows who we've got lined up? We got a few ideas.
You know
lined
what you
up
girls
in
should
the
do?
pipelines.
Just get on Grindr.
that's not a bad idea.
How excited are you not to actually have to do this show with Deanna and I next week?
There are no words.
You're like, I would love to do it by myself, but when it's got you two involved, might be nice to have a week
give him
off.
the bump.
After my day at SeaWorld next week, there might be a little hinkling in me going, I wonder how it's going. But then after that, fourth glass of champagne.
You're going to call into the station and we're going to be like, no, David, we're not here. Just don't answer the phone. Don't answer the phone. We're not here.
And obviously a reminder, if you're listening live, please check us out on the podcast on all of your major podcasting platforms, Two Brunettes and a Gay, or you can listen live on the Radio Italia Uno app. And if you'd like to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we share lots of funny stuff.
We do.
We actually do. I think we're pretty funny.
Yeah,
I
if
think
we say
we
so
are.
ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of our guests are pretty funny too.
Yes. So from Two Brunettes and a Gay,
Have a fabulous week, and they'll see you
Next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide. It's your favourite trio, Two Brunettes and a Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats, sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
so tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.